Hello everyone, Butterfly Hijinks and my dog, my doggy. Good dog. Go elsewhere. Thank you. That's not elsewhere. Yes, I know, I see you. Back after another slightly extended hiatus I had no intention of taking. I was just busy. Like, last 2 months have been really busy, so I didn't really have time. I want you to go elsewhere, please. That's highly inappropriate for you to put your paw there. She thinks it's almost, time for snack food, so that's what this is all about. I'm disagreeing. So, elsewhere. Thank you. Goodbye. So. Thank you. So, I am about to smack this dog upside the head. Can't even get my knitting right with you here. So, yeah, so, like I said, wasn't really intending to take a break, it just kind of happened. But I'm back again, and I'm, speaking this video because air quality around here right now is absolutely horrible, and it's doing horrible things to my allergies. And, sort of messes with, whispering a little bit. So I tried to record this video, and, you know, it didn't sound so good. So my sinuses kept backing up. It's not pleasant to listen to. So I'd talk this video. I'm making a little blanket for my sister's ferrets as a going away gift, because my little sister, that's about this far already, my little sister and her husband are finally moving out, and that's actually why I've been so busy the last couple of months, because of, you know, they're moving and they're trying to find jobs and stuff like that. So it's been a lot of changing schedules and different times of in and outs that just sort of made it a little inconvenient for me to try to make videos. So I didn't. Seemed like a logical conclusion to make. But, I've kind of been doing a lot in the meantime. I've been, well, I guess I'll start at the beginning. My last video was, what, the end of July? Beginning of July, that's right. So I didn't get to tell you about all the July stuff that I did. Let's see. 4th of July, going all the way back, I almost died, which was kind of fun. It would have been fun if I actually had died, but the almost dying was kind of nifty because we're blowing off fireworks in my backyard. And I got a bunch of repeaters, the ones that sort of fire off rounds over and over again. And one that I got was extremely enthusiastic, and it actually fell over. And one of the shots whizzed about 2 feet to the right of my head, and I lucked out a little bit. I saw death, and it was purple and white and sparkly. I think we would have been friends if we'd met. That's okay, we'll put it off for a while. In no rush. But, so that was the 4th of July, and not long after that, less than a week, I went down to Florida to watch the final space shuttle launch ever in the history of ever. Ever. I wiped away a tear, by the way. I don't cry for much. I cried for the space shuttle a little bit. I'm gonna miss it. I had never gotten to go see a launch before, and it was always one of those things that I just kind of wanted to do. I hope Gussie isn't making too much noise. My gerbils are awake right now, and they're both in their wheels. And it doesn't matter how much I oil them, it seems they just manage to make so much effing noise with them. What can I do? So, went down to Florida. I ended up going with my mom. I was originally going to go by myself, but my mom decided to kind of invite herself along, and it was fine. It was good. It's kind of... This actually ended up being a good trip in a mother-daughter kind of way, so... but we ended up getting to the Kennedy Space Center at about 5 a.m., which kind of sucked. The launch wasn't until like 11:30. And, you know, of course the place is packed already. I think they said they had... It was upwards, it was, what, 40,000 people at the Kennedy Space Center? And then they said all the... Hello, Kiki! They said all of the roads were jam-packed, and I think they said over 1 million people total were watching the shuttle go up. And we, got about as close as you could be to the launch pad while still staying on the Space Center grounds, which was, I mean, it was still like 10 miles away, maybe 11, something like that. But we basically got to the one point in the Space Center where the only thing between us and the launch pad was a roadway and a couple of ditches and a couple miles of swamp. So that was kind of nifty. I didn't have anybody's head in my way. Gus, Gus, Gus. Oh no, wait, that's Reggie. Two gerbils, Reginald and Augustus. One is named after Augustus Finknottle, and the other is named after Reginald Gius. Give yourself a cookie if you know who those characters are. But yeah, so it's pretty awesome. The launch almost didn't go off. There was only a 30% chance that it was going to go up. And it just sort of cleared at the exact moment when the shuttle was supposed to go off. Before that, they were saying that the storm system that was potentially going to prevent the launch was close to being a tropical depression-ish, or would have been if it hadn't had that whole, like, Florida panhandle in the way to prevent it. Wait, is the part that hangs down into the Gulf the panhandle, or is the sort of, like, part that swings off toward Alabama and Mississippi the panhandle? I've never been clear on that. If anybody knows, please do share. So that was pretty much July. And then at the end of July, I told my mom about my incident with the neighbor, and she took it reasonably well. She being my mother, and she being kind of the parent with whom I have the most issues. Didn't quite hear everything I needed to hear from her, but I heard enough to, you know, I wasn't disappointed or anything like that. Actually, she hugged me, which I mean, about the relationship between my mother and I, it surprised me that she hugged me. So, but, yay for another row of this thing being done. I can't wait for this thing to be done. It's, since it's for ferrets, it's just made out of this really cheap polyester stuff. And this is going to be pooed upon, and I'm not wasting the good yarn for poo. And I'm just doing it in, you know anything about knitting, I'm just doing what's called garter stitch, which is just knit stitches over and over again. There are two different kinds of stitches. There's the knit stitch and there's the purl stitch. This is just knit stitches over and over and over and over again. So it's a little tedious. On the other hand, it's pretty decent to work on while I'm watching TV or something. So, that was July. Then August was generally pretty quiet. It was kind of work and staying out of the way while my sister and brother-in-law tried to figure out their situation. Thank you, dog. And so, and then August was my birthday, and actually for my birthday I taped a video which I never got around to posting, which I should do, about my birthday present. I'm excited about my birthday present. I was excited about my birthday present. I'm still excited about my birthday present. It's a birthday and Christmas present. I'll post the video and then you'll know what I'm talking about. That's how it works. So, yay. Gus, you're going to break a hip or something. It goes too fast. Don't want him to fall. So, you know what August was? August was a whole bunch of rat drama. A little hairless rat, Kiki, who I don't know if she was in the shot or not, just climbed up on my shoulder. Has had a series of eye infections that I've had to deal with, and then my little gimpy rat Templeton, who had to have his leg amputated. I don't know what he did to his jaw, but it seems like there's some sort of problem with his molars, according to the x-ray that the veterinarian did. So Templeton has been living pretty much on a diet of smushed banana and baby food and Nutella, with some peanut butter thrown in. He loves it. Actually, he goes for the Nutella first over everything. I can't blame him. It usually goes Nutella, then the banana, then his favorite type of baby food is sweet potato, so he usually goes for that next. Then, lately I've been trying to introduce grapes to him, but I don't know. It seems that chewing hard food is a little painful for him. So I've been trying to figure out if that's going to be a permanent thing, or if we'll be able to fix it. I think being able to fix it would require some pretty specialized medical care that I probably cannot afford. You know, sometimes I wish they would just get a cold. You know? It seems like it's an amputation here, it's a surgery there. Why can't somebody just get the sniffles? You shouldn't say that. The last time somebody got the sniffles, it turned out to be pneumonia. I take it back, guys. So, but I love them. And at least they're healthy 99% of the time. Well, not Templeton. My veterinarian thinks Templeton might have some sort of an autoimmune disorder. Reginald and Augustus! Well, come over there. Well, Reggie stops when I tell him to. Gussie's like, hey, screw you, Mom. I'll run when I want. So, what else? Well, I haven't gotten a lot of reading done lately. Also because my sister and brother-in-law being in and out so much, because I can't read when people are in the house, because I can sit around and I can watch TV for 6 hours on end and not move a single muscle. As soon as I pick up a book, all of a sudden everybody has to come into the room and tell me about their day. Does anybody else have that problem? I mean, maybe it's not with books for you. Maybe it's for, like, video games or just woodworking. I don't know. It just seems as soon as I do what I actually want to do... What are we gonna do, Kiki? What do we do about it? Yeah. Squeaky pink. Yeah, so... But I did get a little bit of reading done this summer. I got, Don't chew on the remote, honey. I like the TV remote buttons to stay on the TV remote. Thank you very much. Let's see, what did I read? I read about halfway through a 19th century translation of the Kalevala, which is a Finnish national epic, which is beautiful and a lot of fun to read, and you can definitely see how it influenced Tolkien. The translation is very, very lyrical, very musical, but because it's so musical, it also gets very soothing, and you kind of fall into the cadence of it, and all of a sudden you realize you've read 7 pages and you can't remember what was said on any of them because you've been so wrapped up in the rhythm of the words, so it's been slow going for me in that regard. And also the fact that all of the names have like 16 syllables. So, it's very pretty. If I knew how to pronounce Finnish names, I might try reading a little bit of it, which reminds me I need to get some of my reading videos done. Yeah, it's an extremely enjoyable book, and I've been going through a collection of Shakespeare's sonnets, just sort of off and on. It's kind of what I pick up when I'm bored, you know. Get bored, read a little Shakespeare, get bored, read a little more Shakespeare, like you do. I read Gustave Flaubert's Madame Bovary, which was amazing. Sort of very funnier than I anticipated, because usually I don't necessarily associate realism with a lot of humor, but much funnier than I anticipated. Really enjoyed. And I also enjoyed the fact that he was kind of an equal opportunity cynic. You know, no one really came off perfectly in the book, which I liked. And there's always just one directed target. It always just seems a little cheap to me. Let's see. Then, currently reading, just started it a couple days ago, so I'm only a few chapters in, Edith Wharton's Age of Innocence, which I'm also very much enjoying. She has such a subtle sense of humor. And of course I've read a bunch of Woodhouse over the summer, because that's just what you do. Ginger! Leave Kiki alone. Yes, come by Mama, she'll protect you. Yes, wrap yourself up in the ferret blankie, they will love that. So, that's been about it, and then I have one class that I'm taking this fall, which is, of course, more Latin. Advanced Latin course on the Silver Age satirists, so we're doing a lot of Martial. Who's a guy from whom we know most of the really good dirty words. Hello again, Kiki. Like, let's see. Kunus, which is cunt. Mentula, which is dick. You learn all these things from Martial, and this is why they don't teach Martial in high school. Also Futura, which is to fuck. And what was the other one I learned? No, I think it was... Oh, Pedro, which is to fart. So, why don't I read some Martial? Because technically I should have had a bunch of this read already, right? Let's see... Let's find a short one. Oh, I love this one. It makes me laugh. Petit gemulus nuptias maronilae, et cupit et instat et precatur et donat. Adeo nepulcrast, immo foedius nihil est. Quid ergo in illa petitur et placet. Tussit. Which is, Geeks, you're being inconvenient. Gemulus seeks marriage with Marinola, and he seeks, and he prays, and he begs, and he gives gifts. She isn't beautiful, is she? No. Nothing could be more hideous. But what does he see in her that is so pleasing? She coughs. Which is... She has, if you don't get the joke, I hope you get the joke. You're all smart enough to get the joke. She has, possibly tuberculosis. She's rich. Love it. That's obviously not one of the really dirty ones. I haven't actually worked through those yet. Actually, my translation was a bit off, but I'm not going to worry about it. Just didn't have it sitting in front of me. So, I think Kiki wants to cuddle. I should probably wrap this up and let Kiki cuddle. Plus, I don't like making these too terribly long, so I guess I've generally given you the update overall, and try not to make it another 2 months before I update again. Well, it's not going to be 2 months because I'm going to have that birthday video that I made like a month ago that I should probably get up, and so I'm going to call this one done. And probably go feed some dogs. Although they seem to have forgotten about it now. So, we'll speak to you again. Bye now.